All right, guys, we're about to get ready to get started. I think everybody who's in here wants to be in here. So we're gonna get Mayor Hubbard to open us up in prayer tonight.
All right, thank you, Madam President. Let's pray. Dear Lord, thank you for the opportunity to come together tonight and conduct our city's business. Lord, we just hope that everything is pleasing unto you and your will. Lord, we're thankful for the rain. We just ask that you keep everyone safe on the roadways here and back home. In your son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate that. Especially when I always call on you last minute, so thank you. All right. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and kick our work session off. I am gonna rearrange a couple of things too, because I know there's a couple of things on the agenda that Laura and Drew wanna be a part of, so we'll do some of the the little easier stuff first. So they're running a little late, but they're gonna fall in shortly. So first we have discussion that is necessary by City Attorney Wynn Livingston regarding the McKenzie property counter offer proposal. If ready, proposal will be placed on agenda for approval. And I seen Wynn earlier. Did he leave?
Where's he at?
I don't know, maybe he went to the restroom. So we'll just, Wynn probably stepped out. He was just in here, so we're gonna come back to this one when he comes back in, Mr.
You
McKenzie.
coming down the hall? Right here. Okay.
All right. So, next one is discussion and related vote. Discussion that is necessary by Museum Director Judy Green regarding approval of electrical work and scheduling interior renovations on museum building. And I think this is something we already talked about. She's just trying to, get it finalized. And I know, Miss Judy is under the weather. She couldn't be here tonight. So just wanna keep Miss Judy lifted in good spirits. So that really doesn't have any discussion. Wynn, you're up next if you wanna, not sit down. I don't know if you need to come to the podium. For Mackenzie.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Is McKenzie here?
He is.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Good to see you. We, Mr. McKenzie wanted to come and talk about the agreement that I've sent to you all, and that's why he's here. And I'll just let him say what he wants to say, and go from there.
Okay. All right. You doing all right tonight, Mr. McKenzie?
Yeah, I'm fine. How's everything?
So far, so good.
Thank you all once again for getting closer to some resolution on this particular property that my family been dealing with for 40 plus years. But I know when I was on the phone, you asked if I would be willing to pay for the survey. I agreed to do that, and that has been done and paid for. Now, I think in talking with the attorney, he mentioned $2,300. I don't know when that discussion took place. I was not aware of that discussion, so I wanted to just talk about that and then see where that came about and how that, as far as the money for the survey, because that was about $900. So when you asked me at the meeting, I thought that that's what you all were saying. If I pay for the survey, everything would be good. So I need to discuss that and just kind of see where we are with that.
Okay. From my understanding, the dollar amount to pay for the property was always on the table. I don't remember how much it was, but when we got those, what was it, Wynn? What's it called?
The tax value?
Yeah, when we got the assessed value from the taxes. Yeah. Yeah, it was always on the table. And I'm sorry if there was.
That had to be annexed.
Yeah, that needs to
Yeah,
be.
well, I got that, but it seemed like with the fiduciary responsibility, you know, like I said, we've been paying for this for 40-something years. We agreed to put it into the city. That's more taxes. We paid taxes on it for about 10 years. Now you're saying more money. So now the survey was about $900. Now, what I'm willing to do tonight, if it's accepted with you all, because like I said, I wasn't anticipating, I thought, because that didn't come up when y'all was meeting with me over the phone. But I paid the $900 for the survey. And if you all would take that off of the $2,300, I have a check tonight to present to pay that balance.
Okay.
So it seemed like there's no responsibility that the city is taking for these, and not you all. I mean, it's been I think you all had it for the last, since 2008.
Yeah, we're just trying to help come up with a resolution, but I think looking at the original, tax documents, you guys only paid taxes, how many times was it when? It wasn't 9, was
No,
it?
no, he couldn't figure all of it. It was about 10 years, but the deal is, we paid to take care of that property. I'm not here to debate that again tonight. I've been dealing with the city since 2012 on this.
Here's the thing, Mr. McKenzie, if I may, Madam President.
Uh-huh.
If we run into another issue down the road, we have to treat them as fair as we're treating you.
I understand
So
that.
if their tax value, if they have to get the same thing
Right.
as, spending $900, and they have to do if their tax value is $2,300, we have to charge them the same thing. I don't know, I know the city attorney called me last night. When, is that some legality there if we take the 900 from the 2,300 or?
Well, the thing about it is, I really don't think we can make a decision tonight
Oh,
anyway.
no,
That's-
I'm just asking.
That's
Yeah,
why I
it's
went
just
ahead
discussion.
on and introduced it, because I thought we were I thought we were all on the same page. That's why
Right.
I went ahead on and let you come up before Laura and Greer got here. So since the dollar amount, is changing, that does change the contract, because you're asking that we deduct the $900 from the $2,300, it'll have to go out and we'll have to, discuss it as a whole.
And in answer to Nate's question, and I think Reggie will agree with this, it's the first time I've heard about taking anything off 20%.
Right, yeah, I didn't-
You told me you were gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
So I didn't know about it until right now.
Yeah.
So we can go back to the drawing table, Madam President?
Yeah, so that's the only thing is we can't really, and I think Tim has some questions, so we can't make a decision tonight since the dollar amount is changing.
Well,
That you're requesting that the dollar amount.
Yeah,
Change.
and that's why I wanted to have, it's all the discussion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I want to get it resolved.
Well,
But like I said, yes, sir.
I'm glad you're taking care of the property and been taking care of it. But I'm afraid, as far as the city goes and this council, that we're gonna open Pandora's box.
Uh-huh.
Because there's a reason that past city governments have not sold you that property or give you that property. And I'm afraid if we do this, I'm afraid the doors are gonna fall in and people are gonna start coming in and wanting to do the same thing.
Well, sir-
Same thing with other property.
Yeah, but the reason is, the first mayor passed away. The second mayor, the city just never dealt with it. Matter of fact, the mayor that passed away was ready to
Yeah.
give the
I think
family.
it kind of just, yeah, I think the ball just kind of got dropped on this, but I do think we're all in agreement, because now, as for me, I'm ready to go ahead and vote on the contract as is.
Me
You know, with everything that you guys have done, with the $2,300, I'm ready, and I think the other two are too, ready to go ahead.
So
and
you're
vote.
saying if y'all ready to vote tonight to make this final, to get this off the table for the 2,300 and the survey that I paid?
I am,
I am too.
and I think that Laura and Greer too, because everything that Greer asked for is also in that contract.
Yeah, like I say, I could, I paid for the survey, and I could go ahead and do that. I still don't think the city is taking the fiduciary responsibility that it should take, in doing that. But I understand you thinking other folks may come forward, but you're not gonna have a situation like this. But we paid for a property almost 50 years, removed the house, and the city was notified numerous times about the property. So now I'm gonna annex it, I'm agreeing to that, and I'm gonna pay more taxes. So it seems like my family is took the, burden of this whole situation.
Is
And it's unfortunate.
your house your son lives in, is it currently in the city limits now?
It's not.
It's not.
But I agree, I know the mayor made that recommendation to kind of help move the ball along, which is fine. It used to be in the city limits, but they moved all that away and, put it in the county.
And that's the reason that, there are two reasons the survey was required. We didn't know what you were claiming.
Right, yeah.
It's part of what we got from Avondale.
Right.
Which is part of 51 acres.
Right.
So we didn't need
Need
a
to know.
survey for that, but also the annexation statute says you have to have a survey
Yeah.
when you apply.
And like I said, and normally, I don't know if the seller or the buyer pay for the survey, but you asked me to do it, that's why I was willing to do that. So if you are ready to vote and saw this tonight, I'm ready to get it off the table. It's not about money for me. I just think the city did not do its fiduciary responsibility. If y'all are willing to, do that tonight, I'm willing to pay that amount and move forward.
And I do apologize for all the frustration. I remember you bringing it to us with the previous mayor, and again, I think the ball did kind of get dropped, but I'm just glad we're here now, and, we're just able to finally get it resolved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you good?
Thank you, Mr. McKenzie.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. We thought the dollar amount was gonna change. I told him if it changed, we had to pull it, go back to the drawing board, but he's agreed with everything that's, in front of us as of now. So we're gonna move forward with it. Hold on, let me find my thing. All right, next on, the agenda, discussion that is necessary by Michael Rice with EEF&S regarding this year's application for the Rebuild Alabama Act grant. You doing all right tonight, Michael?
Doing well. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good. So far, so good.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. I guess you guys have a draft of the Rebuild Alabama Act grant. This is, for those of you that were on the council in previous years, this is the same grant that we prepared last year and applied for. Just a little history about the project. This is, the city commissioned a traffic study to be done at the intersection of Old Birmingham Highway and James Page Boulevard in June of '24. So, there have been numerous accidents. There's been a fatality at that intersection, and basically, they look at different criteria that's determined, hey, is a signal warranted here or not? And the traffic study concluded that a signal was warranted at that intersection. So since that time, we've been applying and looking for different funding mechanisms for this traffic signal.
And also too, we don't have to pay any money if we don't get the grant, right?
That's correct. Now, there's no fee, and the way the RAA grant works, it is, you can apply for up to 250, this is all part of the gas tax that was passed in 2019. So you can apply for $250,000 and not have any match from the city for the grant. Everything past $250,000 that the project's going to cost, the city can match RA funds dollar for dollar up to, it'd be $350 of RA funds and $100,000 of city funds. So that's $450, and anything above that would be all city.
Okay. And we have money in that, that account to, help cover that cost if awarded the grant, right, Cassie?
The Rebuild Alabama Act account, we can put that towards the budget.
Okay. I don't have any, more questions about that.
I don't either. Thanks, Michael.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right. All right, next is, did Laura say how late she was gonna be?
I don't know. I haven't spoken with.
All right, well, let me do this one. So,
About 10.
okay, all right. So next, we're gonna go to number 6. That really doesn't, call much discussion. It's the discussion that is necessary by Fire Chief Nate Osgood regarding capital purchase of self-contained breathing apparatus. Doing all right tonight?
Yes, ma'am, how are you?
Good, good.
So this is just coming back with the formal quote of what was discussed and approved in the capital budget.
Did the dollar amount change on this one? I think it changed on something you had. Is this what it changed on?
Yeah, so there was the initial number that I gave you when I first got the quote was actually a little bit higher, and then we went back and forth a little bit and got it down just a little bit. I mean, it wasn't a lot,
wow.
but anything's better than nothing.
Well, that's always good. All right, well, I don't have a question. I mean, this is something we've already discussed in capital. We're just coming back to, cross our Ts and dot our Is.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Would anybody else have any questions? I'm sorry, y'all. Got ahead of myself. All right. Nate, let's do you number 8. Discussion that is necessary by Councilman Brewer to discuss Marble City Perpetual Care Committee reinstatement, if ready.
What'd you come up with, Cassie?
I did not get an opportunity to go through everything. The Marble City Perpetual Care Committee is a committee.
That's right.
It's not a board that's appointed by the council.
That's right.
So I should have, I've located all of the documents that Martha Payton provided. So we should be able to have your resolution just to reinstate the committee.
That's all. We just want to line out in the resolution what the committee is responsible for. I mean, because they handle all their own business and do their own stuff. We just hold their money and we vote on their money when they want to spend it. That's all we do. So, and we need to, what we need to do is, remove Bob Green off that. He, decided he doesn't want to serve, so just be everybody else. Okay?
It's donation
It's
money.
donation money, as discussed at the last council meeting. What the committee will do, they will send out, letters to everyone that's, all the loved ones that are buried in the cemetery. And loved ones will write a check to the, committee. That will be held here at City Hall. When they want to do anything, they'll come to Cassie. Cassie put it on the agenda, we'll vote to expend it.
So I'm gonna ask a really dumb question here.
Okay?
Why do we need to get involved with that?
Because that is our cemetery. That belongs to city property.
So it's because the city property that we have a committee and then they get the funds, we don't match it of any sort.
That's right.
And
But we manage it. We manage the money.
Because
It's in an
it's
account for the
still- It's
city.
still taxpayer money. Either way you look at it, we have to have it.
So that's why we're involved, because we manage the account. We don't fund the account, but we manage the money that comes in for the account.
Okay.
I believe it's also the council's authorization to have work done on the property that we own.
And we pay it, and we authorize it to be paid from that account.
Thank you.
All right, Cassie, you got discussion that is necessary by interim city clerk Kathy Epperson, discuss credit card application.
Yes, ma'am. Currently, we do have a credit card that the city uses that's a company that's outside of Sylacauga. What we would like to do is eventually close that account and open up a credit card with a local bank that we already have accounts with.
Okay. Hey, y'all make sure y'all got your microphones up. I feel like mine is really, really loud, but I don't hear like
You want
y'all.
to trade microphone? You're really loud anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, mine works
I think you need to put yours up on the top of your shirt. Like up here.
great.
Can you hear me when?
This is loud.
Can y'all hear us? Well, I know y'all can hear me in the back. All right.
We'll trade microphone.
Promise.
Once.
No, we're not giving you a loud microphone, absolutely not. Okay, I'm gonna go back to number 4. I knew Laura wanted to, hear about this. I'm pretty excited about this, and I was trying to make sure she didn't miss out on the good stuff. So we'll go back to number 4, discussion that is necessary by paid Chris regarding the safe haven baby box, and you told me that they're not coming tonight. Yep.
It's been moved until next meeting.
Okay, I was excited. All right, so we'll go to, number 5. We have discussion that is necessary by animal shelter manager Stephanie Engel and 2 guest speakers, Dr. Sandra Foster and Ms. Debbie Whitten from Veterinary Management Solutions regarding veterinary services.
Hello. How's everybody?
Doing pretty good, Ms. Stephanie. I'm gonna text Laura just to make sure she's okay, so that's what I'm doing, y'all.
So about a month ago, you asked me to look into contracting with a team of veterinarians to come into the shelter and perform euthanasia to help as a means of animal control. I reached out to 4 different veterinary groups, 2 in Shelby County, 2 in this county, received 0 response. Then I got a little frustrated, reached out to Greater Birmingham, and then reached out to 2 colleagues. This is Debbie Whitten, and this is Dr. Sandra Foster. They have an amazing background, very impressive credentials, and they offered some very interesting information, which I would like them to share with you tonight.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Ms. Stephanie.
You're welcome.
Are you doing all right tonight, ladies?
I don't know if bring that down. Thank you for having us. I'm a licensed veterinary technician. I'll let Dr. Foster tell you her credentials.
I'm also a licensed veterinary technician and also a doctor of public health.
I was going to start, I think y'all got we kind of put some PowerPoints together, but I was just going to cover some information about the regulations that go into veterinary medicine, veterinary technicians, and registered animal euthanasia facilities. And the Alabama State Board of Veterinary Medical Examiners is the governing body. And the state board, again, I won't go into all this detail. I want to be brief, but and y'all can look through this material if you need a little more information. It just tells you who's on the board, who sits on the board. It is the regulatory agency for licensed veterinary technicians, veterinarians, registered animal euthanasia facilities, and certified euthanasia technicians. And all that's covered in the Act as far as Article 6 about euthanasia of animals in Alabama. And then some of all the articles are listed there and can certainly be referenced anytime online. There's also requirements as far as the purchase and possession of certain agents for euthanizing animals, the types of agents that can be used. One thing we wanted to touch on for sure is who can perform euthanasia in Alabama. Those that can perform euthanasia in Alabama, according to state law, so licensed veterinarian technicians, and certified euthanasia technicians. In an emergency situation, that changes a little bit. That would also, well, you can be licensed veterinarian technician, a law enforcement officer, and animal control officers in the case of an emergency can euthanize as well. Certified euthanasia technicians, CETs, are people employed by a registered animal euthanasia facility that they are required to have a certain amount of training and oversight to make sure they are competent to do the job. The certification to submit, they have to submit for that certification to the board. If they've completed the requirements, they will become certified and can perform euthanasia. There's a list of standards in the Practice Act, a lot of standards that the RAFE and the CETs have to follow, just like veterinarians and veterinary technicians have to follow to practice in Alabama. Certainly there are requirements to possess, house, and use controlled substances. The Act also lists the approved substances that are approved that you can use. We're going to talk a little bit about the rabies code in Alabama. Also, that the required species that are required to have rabies in Alabama are dogs, cats, and ferrets. We want to talk a little bit about human exposure since it's becoming such a concern. It always has been, but it just seems like we're hearing more and more incidents of people being potentially exposed. And we want to talk about that, what that means. Human exposure means when a human has been bitten, scratched, or exposed to the saliva via a break or abrasion of the skin or mucous membranes. Animals will be placed in quarantine under direct supervision of a licensed veterinarian for a period of 10 days from the time of exposure. Again, this is the requirement under the law. Sometimes they will make an accommodation that an animal could be housed at the owner's home under certain conditions. But normally that dog or cat would have to be carried to a licensed veterinarian to be quarantined. Vaccinated dogs, cats, and ferrets may be quarantined at the home of the owner. I'm sorry, that's what I just covered. Excuse me. It is unlawful if you have knowledge that someone has been bitten or exposed to fail to report it. If the animal is determined to be a stray or not owned animal, the animal shall be humanely destroyed and the head submitted for testing. That is the only way you can test for rabies, is having brain tissue. So that's just the requirement for that. And this is the only way you can test for it. Then we want to talk a little bit about Emily's Law. The animal, some definitions that are listed under Emily's Law. The animal control officer is any person employed by a county or municipality who performs animal control functions, or any person who performs animal control functions who is employed by an entity under agreement or contract with a county or municipality to perform animal control functions to enforce this chapter. Long sentence, but they're trying to make sure they cover everything as far as who can perform these duties. They define attack as aggressive physical contact by a dog. They define bitten, seized with the teeth so the skin of the person has been gripped or wounded or pierced, resulting in physical injury. And that's because anytime the skin is broken, there can be exposure. So an abrasion can be exposure. Dangerous dog definition: a dog, regardless of its breed, that has been attacked, has bitten, attacked, or caused physical injury, serious physical injury, or death to a person without justification. Doesn't apply to law enforcement dogs, and I didn't write that all the way out, but you can go in and read that there's some exceptions for working dogs. Impound is when they're taken into custody of law enforcement, the county pound, or an animal control authority, or provider of animal control services to the municipality or county where the dangerous dog is found. Emily's Law continues. There's a lot more in there regarding investigation of the attack, who conducts it, required information about the owner and dog, Was the attack founded or unfounded? I mean, sometimes a dog will bite someone that walks up on their property. That's sometimes their job, isn't it? They're there to protect their home, their family. That can be a normal dog behavior, but, so that needs to be determined. There are court hearings, how that's done, impoundment of the dog, dangerous dog enclosure requirements if the dog is returned to the owner. That does sometimes happen, but there are a lot of requirements if that dog goes back to the owner. And then violations. An emergency situation, I know I just mentioned this before, but I think it's important that in an emergency, who can perform euthanasia, that is your law enforcement officer with a gun, which there's some concern about that. If they're going to do that, there really needs to be some training for that. We're happy to help with that if necessary. It's not shoot them between the eyes like you may have been told. What I'm talking about, like cattle, horses, some of these large animals can be very difficult to shoot them and cause death. So law enforcement officer, veterinarian, a licensed veterinary technician, and animal control officers. Who can possess euthanasia solution in Alabama? That has to be a registered animal euthanasia facility, federally licensed wild hab rehabilitation centers, obviously veterinary clinics and mobile units that belong to veterinarians. CETs cannot have controlled substances in their possession outside of a rape. So that's why they are unable to go to an emergency site and perform euthanasia. They can only euthanize within the walls of the registered animal euthanasia facility. And then there's just some rules for rapes, and I won't go into all of that. I think I'll let Dr. Foster take it from there. There's lots of information in there. So.
Okay, so I want to talk to you about the animal problems that you may be having. That those are really people problems. So I'm coming at this from a public health standpoint. So if you look on that second slide I have for you, I wanted to talk more about rabies to make sure that you have an understanding about how dangerous rabies can be. We know, from the background in the 1960s, a lot of these laws were put into effect because rabies was just rampant, and we had lots of people being exposed to rabies and dying from rabies. It still happens in a lot of countries. Thankfully, in our country, we've done a really good job of keeping up and keeping rabies down. However, it's still around, and I see that you're listening.
I think you lost me when you came. You said the second slide. So we're in the other packet?
Yes, you are.
Okay, hold on. All right. Cause she went to, rules of wrath, and then you took over, and then we didn't do that. Okay.
Not taking so much time.
All right, okay, I'm back.
Okay, so talking about rabies. So rabies is a virus, and it attacks the central nervous system. And one of the big things that we always train on is falling, and I'm not sure what to do with that. Anyway, it is almost 100% fatal. And I think that is the scariest thing. Once the symptoms appear, we don't have anything to cure it or to fix it. It's basic supportive care until you die. Because once you are showing symptoms, you will die. So in other countries where they're not doing these preventative measures, there's a lot of people that die every year from this. Thankfully, in the United States, we have very few people that die because we do take preventative measures. But just know that rabies is almost 100% fatal. All mammals are susceptible to rabies, including humans. It can be contracted through body fluids, whether that's a bite, a scratch, an aerosol. So aerosol, we have seen animals contracted as well as people contract rabies through aerosol, like if they're caving from bats, where there's a lot of bats together, it can be aerosolized that way. There are post-exposure treatments available if you begin them before symptoms occur. So before you start showing those symptoms, you have to get this post-exposure shots or vaccine. It's before that virus has started to take hold or has gone to the brain. Once that happens, then there's nothing they can do for you. So as soon as a bite occurs, you should be getting treatment. There are vaccines available for domestic animals and people, so that includes like horses, cows. We typically think of dogs and cats, and dogs and cats and ferrets are required to have a rabies vaccine in the state of Alabama. However, there are vaccines available for other animals, domestic animals, not wild animals. And those domestic animals, those are not required, like horses and cows. Personally, I vaccinate my horses.
And this is one reason I wanted her to touch on this, was because before we hired ACO Garants, I made calls, 76 of them. Not one person had an active rabies certificate for their dog, not one. And this is a really serious issue. And we would, like to get a hold of it. We have some possible solutions for this and some other solutions that would maybe combat, doing a mass euthanasia type method to try to control the animal population here. So I just wanted you to know that.
So typically people think about, when you have an animal problem, you think about stray dogs, dogs running at large, and overpopulation, which is true. These are public health problems, and they do contribute to this for sure. Anyone bitten by a dog or a cat is at risk of contracting rabies. But it's not just rabies. There are many other zoonotic diseases that spread to humans. These can be in the form of parasites, viruses, or bacteria. On that next slide I have for you, I have a huge list of different diseases that dogs can spread to humans. And so you can see that there is a great zoonotic and public health risk to people. Whether they're defecating in yards, whether they're defecating in your parks, any of these diseases, they can be spreading. So certainly those dogs at large are a problem for your community. We'll talk about performing euthanasia in your shelters, because ultimately a lot of these dogs end up in your shelters all around our country, and certainly in the state of Alabama. So euthanasia in Alabama is usually performed by a certified euthanasia technician or a licensed veterinary technician. And as Ms. Witten explained to you, those are two of the people who can perform euthanasia in the state. A DVM is also allowed to perform euthanasia. However, in private practice, they may offer euthanasia to clients for sick animals. In an emergency health crisis, they may also offer euthanasia. If there's a devastating injury or a time when one of their clients is in crisis, they may even offer a home euthanasia to an animal in hospice even. But DVMs employed by shelters, and these are DVMs who are employed by a shelter as an employee, rarely perform euthanasia. Their duties usually include surgery, diagnosing, prescribing, and other medical procedures for which they were trained to do. Just to give you an idea of what a relief DVM earns, it's about $800 to $1,000 per day that they earn if you are hiring them to work just, as a relief situation. So usually performing euthanasia in a shelter is done by a CET or an LVT. So I don't like talking about problems without talking about solutions. So I want to bring some solutions to consider. Consider in your shelter the capacity for care. Looking at the numbers that are coming in, what is the capacity for care in your shelter? And that's something that has to be determined to know how many animals can you truly care for in a humane way. How many animals, it's not just about food and water, right? It's much more than just food or water for animals to be cared for properly. How many can the staff care for in the facility that you have? And another thing to bring to you to consider is having a contingency plan. And the contingency plan were to be about your director and other staff members should anything happen to where they weren't able to perform their jobs. as CETs or as directing the shelter, which for most shelters, they have one person that they rely heavily on, or they have two people that they rely very heavily on in smaller cities and counties. And if something were to happen, whether it's a surgery or maybe they move, whatever it might be, having a contingency plan so that your city is not left without anybody to manage that shelter, because it's a big undertaking. It's a big job. You want to make sure that you have solutions to maintain the health of the animals and the people, both that are working in the shelters, both physical and mental. It is a very big job, as we talked about, and having the capacity to know what you can care for really feeds into that. One thing to consider is also your community involvement and support through common goals. Developing community awareness. I would say that probably most of your community have dogs and cats and other pets, and they care about what's going on with them. Offering the community vaccination of owned animals by local veterinarians and provide outreach to rural areas by vaccine clinics. Offering low-cost spay and neuter programs to be able to help your public and community with achieving those lower numbers of animals over time. And continued education for the public with public service announcements. So a few things to consider is setting attainable goals for shorter terms within the animal community. And consider that most dog bites and attacks occur with owned dogs. It's not those dogs at large or those dogs that are stray dogs. Because the stray dogs are a lot of times very scared of people, right? Those feral dogs are very scared of people. They're not the ones that are going to come up to the children or come up to the UPS man and bite them. It's those owned dogs who are on their owner's property or just running loose in the neighborhood. Those are where most dog bites occur. And so you have to consider that that is a larger number of the dog bites that are occurring. Follow Emily's law when dog attacks occur. And then review the city's licensing laws and provide information to the community on rabies and other zoonotic diseases. I think oftentimes when we do our trainings, a lot of the people that we train or even the public are very surprised about all the zoonotic diseases that can be transmitted to humans. And that oftentimes is what the community is unaware of. And that might hit home with being able to get them to keep their dogs at home or really want to have some control over that. So some resources to consider is having a dog bite prevention week, which occurs in April. And there are resources available through ABMA and the CDC. They're free resources, so they can be printed and then provided to your community. Work with local DVMs, and the Greater Birmingham Humane Society always works together with shelters to provide vaccination clinics in rural and metro areas. And I know that there has been contact already made with Greater Birmingham Humane Society to provide a mobile rabies clinic, vaccination clinic here in your area. And I know that contact has been made already, Stephanie. And then there are education materials available for children and adults through CDC, ABMA, and the Alabama Department of Public Health. And providing that education material to our younger citizens, those in elementary school, really seems to be the way that we change the minds of our communities to vaccinate their animals and keep their animals at home.
Thank you so much for this information.
So basically, at this point, shamefully, I feel awful about it, but I have vaccinated or euthanized more animals than I ever thought I would, in this position. And a lot of it is because I know that we have representatives here from feral dogs, and I know that they have worked tirelessly for years in their voucher program, and we still have people that just, for one reason or another, they either will buy the vouchers when they go on sale but never take the pet to the appointment, or they don't have transportation to get the pet to the appointment. And the rabies thing is huge. It's really huge. So I did reach out to Greater Birmingham. I spoke with Ivana today. We are working on trying to do a mobile clinic, but I will need help from each of you to figure out where's the best spot for a mobile van to go, because they're not gonna go and drive through streets. They would wanna do like a central park in each district, let's say. So I will need some information to try to put that together, but we are in discussion with them on trying to work something out like that, okay?
Alright. Well, Stephanie, just let us know when you would need that information by, and I'm pretty sure everybody could, give you a location of where they're having their, most trouble in their
Yeah,
district.
because I mean, I know that when people have scheduled to try to take their animals to like, when vets go to Pet Center, Tractor Supply or whatever, they still complain that the cost of the vaccination is too high. This would be offered at a very low price, and I'm hoping that I could get some corporate interest to offset some of that, so it should be next to nothing, or, just a few bucks. Okay?
Thanks, Stephanie.
You're welcome.
Alright, thanks, ladies. Alright, so, next on the agenda is discussion that is necessary regarding the amendment of verbiage for the city council's 6-month hold on issuance of new licenses to businesses receiving more than 50% of their sales from alcohol and vape, to develop language of memorandum on alcohol and vape. Kathy, I know we talked about this,
So,
and mematorium, I'm sorry, I said the wrong word.
and Brian Colton did say that he would speak on this. We've had a couple of instances come up. I know the council had considered excluding restaurants from it, but it was not included in the wording. So we do have, for instance, Speaking Garden is changing ownership, so that'll be a brand new, it's treated as if it's a brand new business. So they will have to apply and get all their new licenses. So my recommendation would be to add wording to exclude restaurants. And then we also had an application come in for liquor license, and the way that the wording is currently, it just says alcohol. But when we were doing liquor licenses, you have beer and wine, and then you have liquor. So we need to, if it's the council's intent, you're wanting all alcohol involved, then
I think-
we can keep it as is.
When, help me.
Brian, talk.
Thank you. When Brian came and talked, I thought we was doing alcohol across the board. And especially since, because most of them are in, we talked about this, most of them are in District 3. So, and I know Peking Garden is going under new, ownership, but they've always have served alcohol there. I mean, that's nothing new. But in my understanding, Councilor Brian, if I'm wrong, somebody tell me I'm wrong now, but in my thinking, after we voted on that, anything new that was coming in after that day, we was not approving for 6 months.
Right.
That's if you're 50% of your sales.
Correct.
So a restaurant doesn't have 50%.
That's right, I'm not talking about Peking Garden, I'm talking about anything, and they wouldn't fall under that anyway.
So we're gonna
because
exclude restaurants.
I think so, ain't that what we said?
We can clear that up with a very simple addendum, to it.
I thought we were excluding restaurants.
I thought we said last time to exclude restaurants. That's why I'm a little confused.
Well, I don't think it really, there was some confusion, so I don't think it was said very plainly. I sent Cassie, an addendum, in an email that we might possibly add, and she could provide you a copy of it. But if we just simply added this whole, to the hold now, because the hold is, we did that in order until we can get the verbiage of the moratorium in place. But if we simply added, this hold shall not apply to restaurants or food service establishments where the sale of alcohol products is secondary to the sale of prepared food.
Was
That
tobacco supposed to be included in this?
Well, I did put tobacco, yes.
Cause I thought, cause that's what I'm
Tobacco and
looking.
vape.
Yeah, cause I'm looking, cause that's not even what this says.
I didn't put that in this because how many restaurants do we have that are selling?
Well, no, I'm talking about in the original, it just says that alcohol and vape.
It should.
Say
right.
alcohol, tobacco.
So I haven't seen that, so.
Yeah, I'm just
it
looking
should
at what I
have
have in front of me, that's why I was,
It should have had.
does the
tobacco.
original one say that, Cassie?
I believe it just says alcohol.
Yeah, that's why I think, yeah, that's why sounds like we're gonna have to, I think we just need to, we're gonna have to amend it
And
anyway.
as far as differentiating between beer and wine and liquor, guys, that's gonna have to be something you're gonna have to decide what you
I
want.
thought alcohol is
Alcohol.
alcohol.
Alcohol is alcohol.
That's
Period,
what I was
paragraph.
thinking.
Um,
I don't think
But
you
I
have
mean,
to
if you have
spell
a,
it out, cause what else is alcohol outside of those?
I mean, unless you had a service station that was that was gonna open up, but I don't know that we have any locations that are available to even be a service station. So anything else would basically be another package store.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, so we're gonna have to amend this, Cassie.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to add tobacco to it, and then if you guys like that addendum, then add that addendum to it.
Will you give Cassie that, wording, Brian?
She's got it.
Okay.
She's
Yeah,
got
and
it.
this will be on, this will be on the next agenda.
We'll amend it on the next
Yeah.
one. That way we have the exact word.
That's right.
So just make sure those amendments are adjusted and then that clause is added, and that should cover us.
Yeah.
Alright, I don't have any questions on
I
that,
mean,
do
it's a
y'all?
work in progress,
That's
we've
right.
gotta work through it.
I'm good.
Alright, let me make sure I don't miss nothing on this first page. Next on the agenda is discussion only, discussion that is necessary regarding enterprise lease agreement for police department vehicles. And Josh is in fact here tonight. So, I done some research and I even did the math. Me personally, I don't think we should enter into the lease agreement. I just don't think it's the best financial decision for the city as of right now, because if you think about it, if we enter into a 5-year lease, and I know also in that agreement, it was said that we weren't gonna go over 15,000 miles per car a year on patrol vehicles. Me and my little brain, I just can't see that happening. But also, at the end of the 5 years, after we paid the $32,000 annually, at the end of the 5 years, whether we don't know if we're gonna be able to afford to go into another lease agreement. And then if we can't afford it, we still have to find the money to buy the cars outright, or we're just gonna be forced into another lease agreement. So with the math that I've done, with the 330,000, and I see that, the chief has some math too, in the calendar year, not the fiscal year, in the calendar year, if we make that dollar amount 350,000, and it may be a little under, we can buy 5 cars plus outfitting. We can buy 5 cars, and then we're about to do another budget in a few months, and we can buy 5 more cars. So that'll be 10 cars in the calendar year, and then next time we do the budget, if my math is correct, and it may be a little off, we can buy 4 cars. We can have our own program to where if we're buying, it's like 4 or under. I think the year after that, we'll only have to buy 2, but if we're buying 4 or under cars each year, we can get on a program to where each patrol officer has a brand new car every 4 years at the minimum. And then when we're selling our cars back on the gov deal things, I'm probably saying that wrong, we get all of that revenue to put back in our car account, and the cars that don't have the higher miles, we can roll those to admin. I mean, I really think we should try this now. I'm not saying the lease agreement may be not what's best for us in the future, but as of right now, I just don't think it's a good financial decision for us to enter into a lease agreement. And I mean, everybody else can,
Madam President, if I may, after speaking with Mr. John and talking with you a little bit today, I kind of feel the same way, because here's why. Nobody knows the uncertain. Okay, we don't know what's coming down the road. We don't know what might cost the city in the long run. And saying that, I'll say this. When the lease is up and we need to sell those vehicles, you don't know how much you're really gonna get for it. And I say that because police vehicles are ran harder than any vehicle we got because that's the nature of the job. That's just one of the things we have. And those, I don't believe those are gonna be worth, I don't believe you're gonna be able to get at least half your money back for what you pay for them. I do like, Council President's idea of buying 5 now, just take that money, roll it over that we was gonna use for the lease agreement, buy 5 now, and then in 6 months, we're gonna do another budget. Well, we'll do the same thing, we'll buy 5 more, and we own them outright, and we don't have to worry about in 4 years or 5 years what it is, we don't have to worry about either getting in another lease or having to come up with $1 million to buy the cars that we've done bought, or $500,000, $600,000, whatever it may be, to buy the cars that we need to get out of the agreement with. It's real cheap to get in. It's real cheap to get in. It ain't real cheap to get out if you need to get out for various reasons. So I like that idea, Council President, of buying 5 up front now, then in 6 months, budget time again, we'll revisit the lease and see if it's something we can do. And if not, we'll just buy 5 more.
But, and I will say I did the math, because I called some other police departments, and these were on Tahoe police cars, so I'm pretty sure I think y'all wanted trucks. I don't know how much the trucks are. How much does a truck cost without outfitting, Chief, or Josh? Because I think this math, I was off $11,000, and if that's true, I did pretty good. Because I didn't do taxes.
Did you say you talked to them about which vehicle?
Well, it was the Tahoes, because that's what most, some of the police departments in Birmingham they're buying. They're getting them at like, they're getting them at $60,000 for a Tahoe. And then it's $10,000 to outfit them. That's $70,000 per car.
The latest quote that I have on a Tahoe under state contract is 54.
See, that's even cheaper than what I had, the math that I was mathing.
And then with our computers and lights and all the metal gear, it runs around 15, 16,000.
So it's still about the same.
About the same.
It's still about the same. So
The trucks are cheaper than the Tahoes, and that's why we've always leaned towards primarily being the trucks.
And Josh, don't they get a little bit better gas mileage than the Tahoes also? Or are they about the same? I remember we
They're
talked.
about the same.
Okay.
We, last year when we were talking about Tahoes versus Explorers,
Oh,
we
yeah.
definitely noticed that when we talked about the trucks and the Explorers, the trucks were actually doing better than the
That's right.
Explorers.
That's right.
That's when that came up.
And tell me, how many Explorers do we have on the road now?
So right now let's see, it was 15 plus 4, so around 19 or so, that we have, Explorers that we have, ballpark.
And even with that, I hate to say it, I mean, I really don't hate to say it, you would have those replaced in under 3 years. And then and after that, you would be rolling out the trucks we just bought last year.
Right.
There is one consideration. Right now, there's not a Tahoe you can get in the state of Alabama. They've all been allocated.
Yeah.
So you're right, we will.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't know, I just did the math on the car I need to do the math on. So, I just did my research, and that's the math I came up with, based on the car. So, I mean, the truck is cheaper, I mean.
It's around 48, 49 for a truck, so.
Yeah, and so far, so good. We've had good luck with it.
We've not had any complaints about our trucks.
Yeah, I mean,
And
this is the only thing that makes sense for taxpayers' money in my mind.
And that's just me, that's just my opinion. I mean, I don't know how everybody else feels about it, but the way I'm looking at it, we're not contractually obligated, and we still get the cars. We just don't get 22 at one time.
That sheet I put up there before y'all, that sheet was compiled as an easier method, and therefore, that's what I think we should go ahead and do.
You think we should go ahead and do what's on this sheet?
Yes, I do, but we need to do it now.
So you can go on and get them.
Yes, because like I said, you can't get a Tahoe in the state.
No, you can't.
And it's about to be that way with those trucks.
You're saying pick one of these.
No, well, yeah, I asked for a minimum of 5, it's got 7 on it.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't think we can do over 5 though, not in the fiscal year.
I don't
But in the calendar year, we can do 10.
That's good enough.
Now,
How many Tahoes do you need in your department?
How many do I need?
Yes,
Totally?
yes.
No, he said
No,
Tahoe.
Tahoes.
So you only have 2 K9 units though, right? That's what you would buy that for, right?
Those are the first vehicles to be replaced, the K9 unit. Now, if I can't get a Tahoe for those, then we're gonna do it with a truck. But those K9 units have to be replaced now.
So we were planning on doing, if we got the Tahoes, it was gonna be K9 units. If we didn't get the Tahoes, we were gonna use the F-150s and buy kennels for the trucks.
So no matter what you do, the K9 units are getting 2 new cars first,
That's
is what
right.
you're saying?
That's
Okay, and again, guys, that's just my proposal. Everybody can chime in. If you have any questions or any thoughts.
and you still taking care of the police department, you're just buying cars outright.
Yeah.
You own what you're buying.
We good?
I think so. Now, Ron, Chief Muse, forgive me. Do you I know we've got, and use Kelly as an example, I know you and Kelly have got a lot of, knowledge and a lot of people at Stivers and whatnot, where we get trucks from. Do you have any that's ready to be purchased? Have you has anybody called you?
That's a good
Are there any
question.
deals working? Because one time we had to approve trucks real quick, because if not, they was gonna go up like $5,000 or $10,000 in the next 2 weeks.
You know, good Boy Scouts always prepared.
I agree.
So at the risk of, Madam President, I'm not overstepping or anything like that. Let's just say if you go ahead and do this now, I'll get the bid.
Well, the thing is that the only thing is we've allocated the money, but we are gonna have to do an increase. It is gonna be about $20,000. But there is money in the capital to do the increase. That's the only thing. So we've already approved the 332,000.
That's right.
We are gonna have to give a little bit more. So just so y'all understand that.
Because we're
For
going
the
to
5 trucks, it's-
Yeah, because we're gonna buy them. We're gonna buy them outright. We're not gonna do the lease agreement. So we are gonna have to, so whatever that, when you get your ducks in a row, you are gonna have to come back so we can approve the additional amount.
I need my ducks in a row tonight.
So
They already sitting there if we approve it tonight.
All right, well, I know it, but y'all know how this works too. Where's the invoice?
If there is no invoice because I can't go ahead and say, yes, I'm gonna get these, that's up to you, you
Okay,
spend
but
money, I know.
so this is the dollar amount right here, the $361,292.52.
yes, ma'am,
That's what you're saying. And what are we getting with this? 5 trucks?
5 trucks,
All right, and that includes the outfitting?
yes, ma'am,
And that also includes outfitting for 2 of these to be K9 units?
yes, ma'am.
And that's a little bit additional, right?
The 361
All right.
covers all of it.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm good with this number.
I'm good with the number 2.
Good.
Floyd?
I'm good with it.
All right, so Cassie, is this an item on the agenda?
It is not looking at it.
That's
All
it.
right,
add it.
and we're gonna approve this out of capital. And also, 2, we're gonna get Anita, what was left in capital? Anybody remember? Is Luann here? She's way in the back. You hide it from us. Do you, so happen to have that capital balance on hand? You or, Mr. Ham? I thought I seen Mr. Ham.
Mr. John's in the middle.
Council President, if I may, while she's looking, we may be able to just move the money from the lease that we had committed.
And then you don't have to spend it out of capital.
And swap it around and put it in the capital. It may not.
No, it is gonna be more because we only approved 300 and,
Because of the output.
yeah, you're right.
We may end up with the same.
Don't forget Tom's gonna give us 30,000 back.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Tom.
Hold on, I can't hear Luann, y'all.
I'm sorry, do you need the entire balance in the account? or-
I just wanted the balance, what was left after what we approved.
I'd have to look at the week.
It's okay. All right, that makes sense, Cassie.
You got 30,000 sitting right there.
Tom's gonna pay half of the
Okay, so one of those are going to the SRO too?
That's correct.
Okay,
Wait, so for clarification, is the 5 cars gonna be SRO that was already approved addition, or are we doing, so 6 total, or are we doing 5?
it's just 5 total, right?
5
It's just 5 total.
I would like to have 6, but since.
Ah, okay.
I'm gonna do. Listen, whatever you give me, we'll make do.
Five.
I think it's 5, it's 5.
Oh, we got the money.
And we're about to do another budget in a few months, and then we can do 5 more.
Thank you for that. We don't, beggars can't be great.
But also too,
We did approve that 6
Alright.
independently, so you already have the money set aside.
for 6,
For the SRO vehicle, you already have the money.
so it was okay, so it made, I get what he's saying, but that's still gonna add, let's just do this, and then we'll do the math on,
We'll see how it.
yeah, let's just do this one.
Is that 5 or 6?
5,
Okay.
it's 5, but we'll do the math to see, the dollar amount that's left after the BOE gives their contribution. You see what I'm saying? So there may be some more money to go ahead and get the other one.
Yeah, and we add this to the agenda
Yeah,
tonight.
but we don't wanna deplete our budget.
Thank you.
Alright, we gotta stick to the plan.
That needs to be item number 24, and then 25 to be for the public comment.
Alright, so next,
You gonna write it out, Ms. Cassie?
so next
We'll just read.
on the agenda is discussion and related vote, is discussion that's necessary regarding the adoption of the resolutions and contracts identified or related to the fiscal year 2026 budget.
I need some clarification on that.
I do too. I got a question about it. So, Cassie, have we ever, separated the park and rec and the library to be approved this way?
Not in this way, but I will say this, they are not a contract to be approved.
I know it, but I don't think we
It's
should.
outlining how we do their appropriation.
And is it because of the way their appropriation is paid?
Yes, it just outlines what we pay for as far as all the things that we insure.
All right.
What their appropriation is.
And it does say necessary approved resolution for the appropriation. It does not say contract. Because they're not a contracted agency. We don't need to get into that.
Number.
Yeah, because I know there's been some discussion about this back and forth. I think we need to just drop that. I don't even think we need to be,
So I did send it out, Wynn approved the change and sent it out. Tracy and Steve both said they didn't have any issues with whether that was.
but I just think if it's not broke, we don't need to fix it. Because I just don't think we need to get into separating them from being city employees.
This is my 5th year here, and we've never done this.
So one of the things it did do was actually name them as city employees, which they haven't had anything other than an act from 2001.
Yeah, that's all. Now, the act makes them city employees, like you just said. They just don't fall under the civil service board. I don't think we need to do this resolution. There's no sense in doing something that we ain't never done. The safer change is to change this.
Now, not this. Now, this we may, and I could
You
be
gotta
wrong.
do that.
Yeah, this we may, but as far as a contract or something, we don't, because there's state law that says they are who they are.
That's
Now,
right.
this, yes, just because the way it's paid out. All right.
Just explain the way that we pay.
All right, do y'all want me to read off all these contracts? I mean, we're gonna have to read it twice. It's listed on the agenda so everybody can see, and we are gonna read it out during the, council meeting. Y'all good with that? Instead of me having to read these out twice?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
And there are some other contracts that'll be on the next agenda, but these were as many as we could get done and approved.
That's fine.
Okay, so there'll be some more next time. All right, thank you, Cass. I know.
We just need to make sure we read the dollar amount.
Oh, I am, that's what, I got it. My agenda is different from y'all.
Okay.
I got it. Sweetheart. And Mr. McKenzie, did he leave? We're good with Mr. McKenzie too, right?
Is
To
Mr.
approve his-
McKenzie gonna win?
And we're good to approve his contract tonight, right?
Yeah, we have.
All right.
Ready to go.
All right, let me make sure.
But I don't know.
Who's getting the, am I winging it or are we getting the, something typed up?
I'll write it down.
You gonna write it down?
Do you want him to come back and sign it tonight?
I
I
mean,
got his telephone number.
he can come by tomorrow or,
Okay, okay.
all right. Okay. Does anybody else have anything else on the work session agenda? Did I skip anything? We got it? Hold on, yeah, come up, Tracy, I'm sorry, what'd you say, Griff?
Mr. McKenzie been given an annexation application?
He agreed, so it's a part of his contract, so he is gonna have to,
The one I sent you is what he's breaking now.
Okay.
I was trying to hold it until you got here. You came in. I couldn't hold it any longer. I did the best I could. Hey, Tracy.
I was trying to follow y'all's conversation. We couldn't hear everything going on back there. I spoke with Steve this evening. I don't know if y'all are gonna put this up tonight on the library and the Parks and Rec, but we did receive it. We received it about 1 o'clock this afternoon, and Steve and I have neither one had time to get feedback from our boards on it. So we appreciate the work that Cassie has put into it, pulling it all together. It's just new for us. We've never done this before.
Yeah, I don't think.
And that's the issue. There's a lot to look at.
We're gonna leave stuff as is, Tracy, so all we're doing
That's what I
tonight is
wanna make
approving
sure.
your appropriation.
I just wanted to make sure that because Steve asked me to just make a comment on his behalf too, that our boards haven't had time to look at it
Yeah.
yet, so we couldn't do due diligence on that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Approve the resolution for the appropriation.
And I got the dollar amount, so Cassie went back, to make sure, so I am gonna read the dollar amounts out, guys. All right, so, that is it on the work session unless somebody else has something. That's it? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and call the council meeting to order at 6:05 PM. Do a roll call vote. Greer Bizignani. I'm here. Nate Brewer.
Here.
Tim Vincent. Laura Barlow Heath. Invocation was given by Mayor Hubbard, and now we're gonna stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, you have a report for us, Mayor Hubbard?
Well, good evening, and to begin with, we have a proclamation. The month of February is Career and Technical Education Month, so I'd like to ask Dr. Eller and anyone from the Career Tech department that may be here. We have a proclamation to present Dr. Eller and the school system with. Yeah.
Everybody don't come up at one time.
Y'all can just line up right there if you don't mind. All right, there's a lot of whereas in this, okay? So. All right. All right, whereas February 1 through 28, 2026 is proclaimed as Career and Technical Education Month. And whereas career and technical education programs in the Sylacauga City Schools have become a progressive and vital part of the total educational system, committed to providing students with rewarding opportunities to learn valuable career and life skills. And whereas career and technical education programs in the Sylacauga City Schools successfully partner with local and regional businesses and industry to ensure that students are equipped for lifelong career success. And whereas career and technical education programs in the Sylacauga City Schools are continually providing students with opportunities to gain invaluable hands-on experience. And whereas 2 out of every 3 high school students in Alabama currently participates in a career and technical education program, and whereas career and technical education programs in the Sylacauga City Schools are committed to recruiting highly qualified and focused educators who are dedicated to ensuring that no child will be left behind. And whereas the mission of career and technical education teachers in the Sylacauga City Schools is to provide resources and services which enable student success in life and work. Now, therefore, I, Dr. Matt Hubbard, Mayor of the City of Sylacauga, do hereby proclaim February 1 through 28, 2026 as Career and Technical Education Month in Sylacauga, and urge all citizens to become familiar with the services and benefits offered by the career and technical education programs in this community, and to support and participate in these programs to enhance their individual skills and productivity. Signed and sealed this 3rd day of February in the year of 2026. So Dr. Eller, teachers, congratulations.
The kids get
We cannot do it without the support of our city and the support of all of you as well, so thank you. Come on. Yeah. You can tie the bag. I'm going to.
I
Yeah,
like
perfect.
to stand like good-looking women.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Look at Chris.
All right, my turn now, look over here. 1, 2, 3. Gotcha.
Good job, guys.
Now, I believe we have Miss Stephanie Engel and the animal shelter. I believe she has some presentations that she would like to make as well.
So we have 3 volunteers, and Jessica, our sisters, and these ladies have done everything from pull dogs on Saturdays for our walkers. They have helped us when we are incredibly short of staff, and they have even driven a rental van through the snow and ice to upstate Hudson, New York, to deliver our dogs safely to our rescue partner. Wow.
Wow. Yes, ma'am.
Ashley?
They don't even look old enough to drive, Stephanie.
And Julia comes to us from the ARC of South Talladega County. This lady comes every week. She washes an amazingly huge sink full of stainless steel bowls. She walks dogs for us, and she also bathes the smaller dogs and puppies for us. So this is for you, Julia. Thank you. We cannot do what we do.
We're getting a picture with y'all too, don't leave us out, come on. We appreciate you, lady.
Look over here, please.
That's mine. 1, 2, 3. Gotcha.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Okay, just a quick update. Okay.
That's a sign, Coach.
Count to 20, 30.
Okay. Put my mic on.
All right, just a quick update. I would like to thank Mignon Baptist Church and the volunteers for opening warming stations during the recent back-to-back cold snaps. Especially Eddie Varnador and his team there at Mignon, just wonderful folks and providing a wonderful service to our community during that time. Park Street update, Kenny and his team, they were able to lay 2 8-feet concrete pipes today. And the Sylacauga Utilities Board, they have their sewer line fixed. And so Kenny believes it should be ready to backfill by the end of this week. So we've got steady progress going on the Park Street effort. Tomorrow we have interviews with the Civil Service Board for building inspector and accounting clerk. I'll be attending those. Highway 280 traffic signal sensor update, still the same as it was 2 weeks ago. They are still awaiting approval from AlDOT to purchase the sensors. So It's just to be continued. Met with Michael Rice this past Wednesday and reviewed the Lake Louise survey, so all of that's going well, and he's progressing along toward final design with the Lake Louise project. Tomorrow, I will be in Montgomery for the Chamber Day at the Capitol, along with our Chamber President and CEO, Laura Strickland. And I'd also like to thank Laura and the Chamber for hosting the Talladega County Mayor's Breakfast on March 6th at, I believe it's gonna be at the library. Is that right, Tracy? Yes, ma'am, okay. And I really appreciate that because as I've shared with y'all, I really look forward to the possibility of forming a Talladega County Mayoral Association that can work collaboratively with each municipality and the county commission in improving the quality of life in each municipality and the entire county. So hopefully that'll be a good stepping stone to that effort. So thank you.
It's also a big deal to have it in your city, Mayor. That brings you to the top of the list. That's the most important.
That's right.
All right. Thank you for that update in your report too, Mayor. All right, I need a motion, to adopt current meeting agenda.
I make a motion, we amend the agenda to add item, for the police department to purchase 5 vehicles, out of the county.
I need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yay.
Any nays? All right, motion passes. Next item, I need, a motion to approve minutes of the city council work session held January 22nd, 2026.
Motion.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yay.
Any nays? Motion passes. Next item, need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting held January 22nd, 2026. I need a motion by council member.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yay.
Yes.
Any nays? All right, motion passes. All right, old business, action that is necessary to approve resolution 07-2026 for the fiscal year appropriation in the amount of $758,597.80 provided to the city of Sylacauga B.B. Comer Memorial Library. I need a motion by a council member.
Motion.
I need a second.
Second.
I heard Laura first. All in favor?
Yes.
Any nays? All right, motion passes. Next item, action that is necessary to approve resolution 08-2026 for the fiscal year appropriation in the amount of $1,041,848.20 provided to the city of Sylacauga Park and Recreation. I need a motion by a council member.
Motion.
All right, Greer, second.
Second.
Laura, all in favor?
Yes.
Any nays? Motion passes. Next item, action that is necessary to approve resolution 10-2026 for the fiscal year appropriation contract in the amount not to exceed $61,250 with the Sylacauga Commercial Development Authority. I need a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
I heard, I'm gonna go with Greer. Y'all were. All in favor?
Yes.
Any nays? Motion passes. Next item, action that is necessary to approve resolution 12-2026 for the fiscal year appropriation in the amount of $5,000 to the Sylacauga Magic of Marble Festival. Need a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Laura, all in favor?
Yes.
Any nays? Motion passes. Next item, action that is necessary to approve resolution 13-2026 for the fiscal year appropriation contract in the amount not to exceed $3,500 with the Sylacauga Historical Commission. I need a motion?
Motion.
I need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Any nays? Motion passes. Next item, action that is necessary to approve resolution 14-2026 for the fiscal year appropriation contract in the amount not to exceed $14,400 with the Sylacauga Beautification Council. I need a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yay.
Any nays? Motion passes. Next item, action that is necessary to approve resolution 15-2026 for the fiscal year appropriation contract in the amount of $6,000 with the Sylacauga Fair Dogs of Avondale Mill. I need a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Yay.
Any nays? Motion passes. Next item, action that is necessary to approve resolution 16-2026 for the fiscal year appropriation contract in the amount of $10,000 with Palmer Place, Talladega County's Child Advocacy Center. I need a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
I heard Laura. I know. All in favor?
Yay.
Yes.
Any nays? Motion passes. Next item, action that is necessary to approve resolution 17-2026, enter into a 5-year lease agreement with Aqua Systems of Alabama funded within the fiscal year 2026 budget.
What is this?
Yeah, Cassie, what is this?
That one is the water cooler system that
Ah.
we approved in the budget.
Girl, you
Okay,
scared, you
I
scared us.
didn't know, yeah. I make a motion, we approve.
I second.
All in favor?
Yay.
Yes.
Any nays? Motion passes. Next item, action that is necessary to approve resolution 18-2026, enter into an agreement with Reginald McKenzie for the property located at 260 St. John Street, Sylacauga, Alabama, 35150. And if anyone would like to see that agreement, it is, spelled out, so I don't have to read it.
I make a motion, we approve.
Second, Hart Greer, all in favor?
Yay.
Any nays?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
Is that 4-1?
Yeah, 4-1.
Okay.
All right, motion passes. Next item, action that is necessary to approve electrical work for the Israel Anderson Common Museum funded by bond proceeds.
I make a motion.
Hold on, what's that dollar amount, Cassie?
You don't have an updated one. I'm sorry.
But I think this one's gonna be okay because,
Premier Electric? It is.
This is not that different.
That is the last one I got in December, so I don't know if it's.
All right. That's the only
That's the
thing, I just
latest
don't like to
one.
approve stuff without a dollar amount.
What was the old one? How much was the old one?
$37,000.
All right, we're gonna go with that, and if it's different, she will have to come back. I just can't approve, well, I mean, y'all can, I just don't like approving stuff without a dollar amount.
Not to exceed over $37,000.
All right, action that's necessary to approve electrical work for the Israel Anderson Common Museum funded by bond proceeds in the amount of $37,000. I need a motion by a council member?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Heard Laura, all in favor?
Yay.
Any nays? Motion passes. All right, next item, action that is necessary to approve the fire department's capital expenditure for equipment purchase related to self-contained breathing apparatus in the amount of $255,575, budgeted in fiscal year 2026 capital. I need a motion by.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All right, Tim, all in favor?
Yay.
Any nays? Motion passes. Next item, action that is necessary to approve accounts payable invoices for fiscal year 2025 in the amount of $114,268.92. Need a motion?
Motion.
Second? Career, all in favor?
Yes.
Yay.
Any nays? Motion passes. Next item, action that is necessary to approve accounts payable invoices for fiscal year 2026 in the amount of $286,441.60. Need a motion?
Motion.
Need a second?
Second.
I heard Laura, all in favor?
Yay.
Any nays? All right, motion passes. Next item, action that is necessary to approve January 2026 payroll in the amount of $789,915.34. I need a motion.
Motion.
I need a second.
Second.
Heard Tim, all in favor?
Yay.
All right, and the add item, action that is necessary to approve police department capital purchase of 5 vehicles, including outfitting in the amount of $361,292.52. I need a motion. All right, got Tim. I need a second.
I need a second.
All right. Tim and Nate, all in favor?
Yay.
Any nays? All right, motion passes. You got that, Cassie, Tim and Nate, and make sure you add in there, I said, outfitting too. All right? Okay, now it's time for anyone to address the city council. Remember, no action is to be taken at this meeting. Please come to the microphone, state your name and address for the record prior to addressing the council. Each person will be limited to 5 minutes of speaking time. Is there anyone who would like to address the council? You sure? You look like you want to say something. You sure? Okay. All right. All right, so going once, going twice.
I need,
Huh? You want to say something?
hey, Wynn, before this administration took over, the state examiner's office sent us a letter saying there was some money that was to be paid back to the city, or they recommended. Have you followed up with that? The state examiner's office sent us a letter before this administration took over. There was money received that shouldn't have been received, and you was gonna look into that from 2 employees. Have you had a chance to do that yet? Do we have an update on it? Okay. All right, thank you.
All right,
I got one thing I want to ask.
all right.
The flagpole on 280, getting the flagpole fixed, getting the flag up, where are we at?
I think, in that line in the mayor's budget,
It is in the fire department budget.
oh, it got moved. Oh, okay,
It's not an appropriation anymore, it is now in the fire department's budget.
okay. We'll follow up on it now that the budget's been approved.
I mean, we really, this is just me talking, we really need to get on this and get this flag up.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the discussion was whether it could be repaired or whether it would have to be replaced. And that was what we were toying with, was what was gonna be the most fiscally responsible option there, so. Now that we have a budget, we'll follow up on it.
All right, and Nate and Tim, next time I ask y'all if y'all had anything during the work session.
It just come to my brain. Pardon me, Madam President, won't happen again. I'll do better.
Anybody else? All
Just
right,
trying to get some understanding.
okay, having no further business to discuss, I need a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion, we adjourn the meeting.
Second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Yay.
Any nays? All right, time of adjournment is 6:25 p.m.